Good Thursday evening. Welcome to BCP Live. I'm Joey McWilliams, and I am glad to get to visit with you another time this week. It is a fun time of year because we get to talk to a lot of local people. And one of those local people we are visiting with right now here on BCP Live is Amy Hazell, who is running for Durant City Council. Lots of elections that are coming up on April 4th, which is on Tuesday. And I believe early voting has started as well, too. So if you're in Bryan County, keep that in mind. Not just in Durant, but all throughout Bryan County. But we are here tonight to talk to someone who is running for a position on the city council for Durant. So, Amy, really quickly, I know that you and I have known each other for a while. Talk to us and tell us a little bit about who you are. Maybe there are some folks out there who don't know you. How long have you been around Durant? And talk a little bit about, again, just give us an idea of who you are.
Okay, sure. Hello, everybody. I'm Amy Hazell, and as Joey mentioned, I'm running for Durant City Council at-large spot. I was born and raised here in Durant, and my family has lived here since about 1963. The house that I'm living in right now has actually been my home since I was 1 year old, which is kind of cool. But my parents both taught at Southeastern. I think my dad taught there maybe 33 years. My brother John taught at the Durant High School for 37 years. We've been around for a while. I attended and graduated from Durant as well as Southeastern, and I actually left for a while. I moved to Plano, and then I came back here, and I plan to stay here the rest of my life. As far as a job, I work as a consultant for a Fortune 500 technology company, and I've been there for 32 years now.
All right. Well, obviously, then you've been around for a little while, and it has, then come to your attention with opportunities to serve the city on the city council. What made you decide to take that leap and put your hat in the ring for that?
Well, when I lived in Plano, I was the board president. I lived in a condo association, and I was the board president there for over 10 years. And similar to the city, we had a lot of different issues there that we had to work with. We had to work with streets, we had to work with old rotted out pipes. We had to deal with flood areas, drainage, foundations, several things like that. And we had a set of bylaws and rules that we were obligated to enforce there as well. Since moving back to Durant, I'm on the board of the Ron Cross Senior Center. I'm on the board of my church, Community Christian Church, and I'm serving as the board president for J127 Ministry. All three of those boards require managing budgets. So I'm very familiar with reading and understanding budgets. In fact, I've a copy of the city budget that I'm studying right now. So that's very interesting. I know a little bit about how municipal government works due to my working with the city in different capacities, and also my experience with my condo association in Plano. Since I've been back in Durant, I've been to every Monday before the city council meeting. They have what's called a ward meeting at the library, and I've been to almost every one of those. I've been to the council meetings. I've been to some of the special planning meetings. I've gained a lot of knowledge by going to those meetings. I've listened to what the citizens come there to talk about. I've been fortunate enough to hear what the city leaders' comments and responses are. And honestly, going to those meetings is what got me interested in running for council. It was very interesting to me, and I just decided that was something I wanted to do. I've sat down and met with various city department heads, and I've tried to get a pretty good understanding, for the obstacles they're facing, what their current situations are, what their future needs are. I've learned about some exciting new businesses that will be coming to Durant, and of course, those are going to help us generate more sales tax, and that's always a good thing. I think we're doing a great job of growing our community here, and anyone that's come to any of those meetings, the ward or the council meetings, will know that there's a lot of new and exciting things in the works for our city. I've sat down with a lot of the citizens of Durant and business leaders to discuss, what are their obstacles and what are their desires for Durant. And I've gotten a lot of good information there. And I've actually sat down with a lot of the current council members and talked to them, about what they do and what's involved in being on the council and that type of thing. So a lot of knowledge there. And I guess, Joey, I mean, I love Durant. I want it to be the best it can be. And I'm running because I care about our city and I care about our people. And, I just want to keep serving Durant in whatever capacity I can do that. So that's kind of why I'm running.
All right. I understand that. That makes sense. Spell that out well. We're speaking with Amy Hazell, who is running for city council, an at-large position running for city council. And so just to visit with you and ask one other thing too, really quickly, since we have some time tonight. Okay. Are there any issues that stand out to you? We appreciate that what you've learned then. What are some things that stand out to you? Any issues that you think that you would like to address if you were elected?
Okay, well, certainly the infrastructure, our streets, water, sewer, drainage, that's one of my big issues. And the city just put on, their community perception survey. And I think that it's obvious from that survey that that's also the citizens' greatest concern. And I mean, when they asked what the most important challenges were that our city faces, roads was the number one answer, and it had 746 responses. Infrastructure was number two, and it had 422 responses. Infrastructure was also the number one answer on what's the city's biggest obstacle, and that got 610 responses. So I think it's pretty telling how infrastructure and roads are pretty important to the citizens here in Durant. We've grown a lot over the last few years. And I mean, we're just not keeping up. And I think that our citizens deserve to have their basic needs met. Our streets need work badly. A lot of them need to be widened. We've got to start getting down to what's underneath those streets, and working on, what's causing leaks and some of these pipes that are old. And we've got to upgrade and we've got to expand our water and our sewer plants. Our needs now are significantly different than they were, when those plants were built. Some other issues we're facing is the cost to treat our water. The chemical costs have quadrupled in the last 2 years. We've got a water line right now that needs to be replaced immediately. It's going to cost $20 million. So it's a 25,000 foot long water line. Over the last 2 years, our landfill has filled up 4 times faster than it was intended to. And a lot of that is due to, new construction, demolition, that type of thing. Our airport is growing quickly. So is the Southeastern Aviation Program. And we need to work to get in some air traffic control here. And we need to continue to expand our airport. And I'm just going to say this to close that part out, but what I think it really boils down to is our foundation. In my opinion, a strong foundation is the most important part of any building plan. And I mean, I could build the most beautiful house in town and put all the fine touches on it, but if it doesn't have a good foundation, it's not going to last. It's going to crack and it's going to crumble and it's going to be unusable. So I feel like our foundation needs to be our number one priority.
I understand. All right. Well, then let me give you an opportunity. As I think you may have made your case in all of that, but April the 4th, Tuesday rolls around. What do you say to the people to just seal the deal and encourage them to vote for you?
Well, I mean, I'm just going to ask for your vote again. I'm here. I'm a local person that's lived here, most of my life. I want to serve. I want to continue to serve, and I would just ask for your vote on April 4th. And early voting started today. It goes tomorrow, and then it'll be Tuesday is election day. So, I would just say, please vote for me. I'm working for a better future for all of us.
All right. Amy Hazell, who, by the way, I used to live not very far from where you are. We've moved recently, but and we got to see each other's dogs walking different times.
Yes, we did.
Walking mine,
many times.
Walking yours, and I tried to keep mine away. They always did a barking contest, especially miniature schnauzer. That didn't take much to get her riled up. But anyway, nice to see you, Amy. And I think this is the first time, although I know that we've been doing the broadcast for a while. I think this is the first time that you've come on with me. Is that correct?
It most definitely is. And thank you so much for having me.
Well, I'm glad to have you on tonight. Again, here on BCP Live, Amy Hazell running for City Council in Durant. Election day is Tuesday, April 4th. There is still some early voting. I want to check on that. But again, Tuesday, April 4th. And by the way, don't forget, that Tuesday night, our BCP Live will also be election coverage as well, and we'll bring you up to date on what all the numbers in by that time. All the numbers should be in. So we hope to give you some information on that night. Amy, thanks again for being with us tonight. And I want to say, as always, we wrap up our time and tell you this: 1, be wise; 2, walk in love; 3, do not walk in fear. And just as it seems like every single day, I can tell you today, there have been things that have come on the news that give you reasons to be afraid. Have respect for a situation, but don't walk in fear. And with that, I'll say good night. Thank you all for watching. God bless you. You guys have a great evening.